Hello guys and gals, welcome back to another Haunted Gaming. This week we're going to look at another user-requested creepypasta called Klonoa's Dark Side. This creepypasta starts out with a question the player asks to the readers, and I ask to you. What is your favorite video game franchise? Me, Metal Gear personally. The player states their favorite game is Klonoa, if I pronounce that right. So basically, the creepypasta, I'm just going to start reading it out to you. It was a spring afternoon, and the player's friend had rented a PlayStation 2 for 1 week. So to save their friend of trouble for finding games to play, the player lent some of their games over to his friend. The friend's name is Andrew, and that's really it. A week passed, and the player went over to Andrew's house to get, his or her games back. The player came out and, the player's friend, Andrew, came out and gave the games back, except one of the games, Klonoa 2, for the PlayStation 2, obviously. The player asked his friend and wanted his game back, that being their favorite game. So, Andrew returned the game with warning, the player to never go and play the game. Of course, we all know the player didn't listen to Andrew's advice or any of their friends' advice. It's common knowledge with these creepypastas. But so the player, returned back home and proceeded to eat dinner that evening. So after eating dinner, the player went to the room to play the game and see what Andrew was talking about. So the game starts out normally, with the press start screen, PlayStation 2, all that stuff. And the player went to go pick a save file called Dontu, D-O-N-T-U. As the game loaded, Klonoa, the main character, looked very evil. The blue clothing was now red, instead of blue, obviously, and the eyes were empty, similar to Herobrine from Minecraft. And every time he defeated an enemy, the enemy would bleed on the ground dead. The next day, the player was on the bus when he or she noticed that sitting beside them would be the evil Klonoa from the video game. The player asked Andrew about this, and Andrew said that during the week that he borrowed the game, he accidentally cursed it, and he cast some evil spell on it to bring a demon out to the most nearest electronical device. Obviously, that being the CD that contains the game, or the PlayStation 2 itself. I assume it would be the DVD that contains the game. The player's friend also said to never play the game, or the evil Klonoa would just keep on stalking them and tempting them even further to play the game. So 3 days had passed with the evil Klonoa, 3 days basically passed, and the evil Klonoa is basically following the player around, convincing him or her to just play the game. On the 4th day, Klonoa wasn't there to tempt the player, but instead the player saw their little brother playing the game instead. So the player's little brother said that a demon Klonoa said to play the game, or else, he would be dead. The player's little brother. The game turned on, and the evil Klonoa appeared on the screen and stated, "Well, you bitch, you tried to resist me, and now your brother will meet his end." I say it without any feeling. God, I'm a dick. Anyways. Suddenly, demon claws appeared from the controller and grappled the little brother, causing, blood to pour out. And before the player could shut off the console, the game sucked the little brother in, tearing the body parts throughout the process. The demon stared back at the player and started to suck him or her in, but the player quickly attacked the television with a baseball bat, knocking it over and pulling, the cord out and shutting it off. The player then immediately tried to destroy the disc, but nothing would work. He tried to saw it, set it on fire, do any other kinds of things to it, it would just stay perfect. So the player went to the back of a convenience store and just threw away the disc. Upon throwing away the disc, Klonoa appeared one last time and said that it will pursue another target. So after this, the player nor his friend saw any sign of Klonoa again, and not even the little brother, unfortunately. So what do I have to think about this? Pretty good. This creepypasta reminds me of Zelda 2, again. And that's only because it had a link that emerged and, killed someone, or supposedly killed someone. I assume it killed someone. And in this one, a demonic Klonoa appears, but this time it's more prominent because now it's such a big part, and it stalks the player, and unfortunately kills their little brother. What I didn't like about the fact that it was stalking him was just because they were stalking him in the most... It was stalking the player in the most stupidest of places, like the school bus. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. If I saw Klonoa sitting next to me on my school bus, you know, when I used to ride a school bus, I was like, what, like, fucking 5 years ago or some shit? I wouldn't shit my pants. I would fucking look beside me and be like, the fuck am I looking at? It's not, like, it's just not scary for me, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's weird. It's not scary. Now, granted, if it was on the side of the road, like, just, like, on the sidewalk, and you glanced at it and stared at it, right, and it just fucking was looking at you, then it'd be fucking scary. And I'm only saying that because, you know, when I used to go to school on the bus, it was, like, 7 in the morning, and that's when it was dark outside and shit. And if I saw that, I'd have shit in my pants. That's all I gotta say there. But to be honest, I mean, I wish there was more subtlety with this stalker Klonoa demon, because I think it's really good that they added this, and it's much more in depth than any other creepypasta I've seen. I mean, like, this is where we see like actual shit in the real world for the player, but it's just not done subtly enough for it to be really scary if you think about it. But, you know, it is still a pretty good job, and I guess with a little more refinement it would have been better. But it's still pretty good as it is now. I'm not saying it's shit. It's really good. It could have been better. And what I think this shouldn't have done again is skip the 3 days. Because the 3 days, for what we know, is where this demon thing is stalking her. And it was like, okay, I want to know what happens in those days, because it's like, you know, those are probably the most interesting days. I mean, first, all we hear about is a school bus. God knows what happened to the kid in those 3 days. Like, what was going on? Was this some, you know, like fucking It shit or something? You know, It, that fucking clown movie. If it was like that, I mean, I want to see it. You know, I mean, it wasn't scary or anything. It was just retarded looking at it. But if it was done in that kind of, you know, way, I think it would have been better, where we saw every single moment with this thing. But overall, I did think this was a really good creepypasta, and I liked the dark ending, as I honestly couldn't see it ending in a good way after, you know, the little brother is dead and all, and it just wouldn't work. But overall, you know, good job, and thanks to the user that recommended it and told me about it. His name is Super Charmander1. It's going to be on the screen right now. He also wrote this creepypasta. From what I've got, from what I know, because he gave me a link. It's in the description. You can check it out, read it for yourself. And it appears to be him being the original author. You know, you can message me and tell me, and I'll probably annotate it on the screen or something, or put it in the description. But yeah, from what I gotta say, good job, and definitely continue making more, and share them with us here at Haunted Gaming. That's what we're for. That's what we got this community for here. And you know, maybe with, you know, more and more, you know, time, you could possibly make one as good as Ben Drowned, the Zelda Ben Majora Mask creepypasta video. You know, you can watch it too. But you know, good job making this, and thanks for sharing it with us. You know, I feel privileged. So, you know, thanks. And that's really all I gotta say. Good creepypasta, definitely check it out. Links in the description below. Go read it for yourself. You won't be disappointed. Well, guys and gals, thanks for watching another Haunted Gaming. If you like what you saw, then like, comment, and subscribe, and share it if you want. And please check out our other work. We have a lot of videos. We have like 4 different videos per week. So if you want more entertainment throughout the week besides Haunted Gaming, then please check out our channel throughout the week. You know, we make a lot of videos, and I'd appreciate it if you guys watched them, you know. And if you don't like them, then just tell us what you don't like about them. We'll fix them. And, you know, this is Some Ordinary Gamers, you know, signing out. Have a nice day or evening. Check out our Twitter for next week's Haunted Gaming, and that's it. See you.